Hello, Yana. What questions you had for me?
Hello, Sergei. Thank you for calling me back. I'm writing now a piece for Los Angeles Times about sanctions between U.S. and Russia, and my focus is on visa issues because American embassy in Russia told that they will not longer issue tourist visas for Russian citizens inside Russia, starting from 12th of May, and I'm just reflecting on how what can be the solution for this issue because one thing is punishing politicians and companies, and now it looks like punishing just Russian citizens, tourists who want to travel, who want this cultural exchange. Is it how do you see the solution of this issue? Is it possible to divide like geopolitics and cultural exchange and to impose sanctions only on geopolitics part?
The recent escalation has been tied to Russian hacking to United States government agencies and private companies. And after that, Biden imposed additional sanctions like freezing new Russian sovereign debt. To respond to this, Putin government decided to name a bunch of countries, not friendly countries. And one of the things that Putin government decided to do is to prohibit those unfriendly countries from having local citizens working in the embassies and consulates. And previously, and I have been alumni of a couple of State Department programs. I have been a bunch of receptions in Spasa House. I know that most people who work in embassy, they are Russian citizens and they do regular stuff. And so American diplomats can focus on these issues. They can focus on getting political information on Russian society and stuff like this. But since Russian government said you no longer can employ Russian citizens, so now American diplomats have to do like regular stuff, and this is why issuing visas is no longer possible. So, and I don't think there will be any solution anytime soon. Russians will have to get their visas in neighboring countries when pandemic ends.
Yeah, but it started after US expelled Russian diplomats, then Russia expelled American diplomats, and then Russia introduced that rule of like ban on employing Russian citizens. Is it so necessary to impose sanctions on diplomats? Why is it so necessary? Um, is there any option not to affect this part of life, like just ordinary folks?
Well, the thing is, Russian political regime is becoming more and more dictatorial. So they see all kinds of foreign exchanges as a threat. That's why, for instance, I think, couple of weeks ago, Lavrov issued a statement saying that any kind of NGOs which are funded by State Department will be prohibited from operating in Russia. So I think Fulbright program and other exchanges soon will be closed in Russia and no longer will be able to recruit participants. So it's an escalation in the Russian regime, and I don't see it will end anytime soon.
But can US do some efforts, because for them this cultural exchange is also beneficial? Now it looks like isolation of Russians and Americans from each other.
Well, from what I hear, for instance, people like Michael McFaul, foreign ambassador to Russia during Obama administration, is a big fan of this idea of containment. Well, he himself probably not against exchanges, but this idea of containing Russia is pretty popular in Washington D.C. now. So I don't think United States will take any steps to resolve this, because Putin is viewed as enemy, and it's like bipartisan consensus on this issue. For instance, when in 2017 there was a law called countering American adversaries with sanctions. It was against Russia, Iran, and I think North Korea. It got almost universal bipartisan support in the Senate and the House. Only, I think, a couple of people in the House voted against it. So Russia is an enemy in the United States, and I don't think they will bother with such small things as exchanges, students, and stuff like this.
And how do you think when they expel diplomats and starting to restrict issuance of visas, do they think about how it affects just like ordinary folks, or it's just like another step for them in these rounds of sanctions?
Well,
like, is it on purpose?
Important thing to remember that it was Putin who prohibited the United States Embassy in Moscow to hire local residents. It wasn't America who decided, okay, we are going to stop issuing visas. So it was Putin's doing this visa issue. This is important thing to remember. And also in this announcement, they even said that they will no longer renew American passports for American citizens who are in the United States. They will no longer be able to renew their passports in U.S. Embassy in Moscow. So it also affects American citizens as well. But they have to do it because if previously Russians have been doing lots of ordinary staff work in the embassy, now they cannot do it.
And as far as I remember, Lavrov and Russian authorities, they told that now we have the equal number of diplomats, 450 in both countries, and when Americans had this right to hire Russians to work in the embassies and consulates, they had more staff than 450, and now it is fair and equal, isn't it? Doesn't it work like this?
Well, to be frank, it's an issue of who does what. For instance, when I remember I had to do I participated in presidential election in 2008, and I was in Washington D.C. at that time. I remember I went to embassy, and every single person there, like people who sell you like bakeries in the coffee shop, they have been Russians. People who drive cars, they are Russians. And in the United States Embassy in Moscow, all those positions are occupied by local residents. So it's I think it's a matter of policy for respective State Departments, Ministries of Foreign Affairs. So Russia initially, that's why it's not hurting Russia as much, because Russia has been keeping Russian citizens abroad, and it wasn't different from American policy. I think, sorry, I have to answer a phone call. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, I think that is it. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you for your time.
Do you know when it will be published?
I cannot guarantee because I still need to write it, and they will decide if they are going to publish it.
Yeah, you are doing an internship, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Okay, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for your explanation.
Thanks, bye.